Hey Martins, I'm doing a video feedback on your daily niche, the website that you asked some feedback on. And just quickly, my name is Pascal La Liberté, and I run a service called Sharpen That Page. And I have a particular interest in one way to understand the buyer or the visitor of a website, and I'd like to try to see if that lens can help give a new direction, I guess, to your page. If that would be helpful. So very quickly, the lens that I use is the lens of the forces of progress. It's from the Jobs to Be Done framework that you probably heard about. So I'm applying the forces of progress on a website. So this is the about page, this home page. Okay. So the forces of progress, I'm applying it on a website to see how the forces go up and down depending on what, as the person scrolls through the page and decides, is this, do I want to go forward with this, or do I want to not go forward with this? And basically, if the top two forces are stronger than the bottom two, then you've got a sale. Note that the habits of the present. Okay, so I'll go through very quickly. The struggle of the moment is the intensity of of what pushes somebody to say, I'm gonna have to figure something out, figure something new. In the absence of a struggle, there is no sale. So you've got a lot of experience on selling informational products. Like what I'm telling you right here is probably just meant for other people that are watching the video. You probably know all this, and I know that you've interest, research, purchase. That makes a lot of sense. You talked about this on your about page, that people only, at the beginning people aren't ready to buy, and so anyways, so this lens, the struggle, is what gets people off their chair and starts the interest. But at a certain point, the struggle is hard enough that they decide enough is enough, and they do something about their problem. And so that gets them to your site, right? So they've got a struggle. They've got something that pains enough for them to say enough is enough. With the old, I'm ready for something new, right? So in the absence of a struggle, there's usually no room for a product, and attraction to the solution is that force that pulls them toward your solution. Anxieties is what puts a brake on that momentum and says, it's not going to work. Maybe it's not a good fit. Maybe the price is wrong. That's usual anxiety. But other anxieties, and I'm going to talk to you about a few anxieties I'm thinking about for your daily niche. And habits of the present are all these "I'll just" statements. All these things I'm just going to figure it out. I'm just going to do that research by myself, or I'm just going to. And then that sort of highlights your competitors, and your competitors is not your other your other researchers that are putting together reports like that for sale. These competitors are different. In your case, I'm assuming you're competing with them doing them in themselves, them doing another type of product, not an affiliate marketing product. So they're not dead set on doing affiliate marketing, is what I'm presuming from your site. So the other thing too is that I'm using these three things to sort of capture a struggle, what they want to do about it, and the outcome that they want. When something happens, I want my next step, so I can, and that's the outcome, that's the dream, that's the ambition that they're after. And so you probably know all this, but for your daily niche, I'm trying to find out a struggle. And the struggle is not, the struggle may be, I'm doing research. I'm trying to research keywords for a while, and nothing comes up. So that could be a struggle. That's one, and you've already got like a good amount of sales on this already. So I'd be inclined to interview a few of those people to say what caused you to buy my product. What was it like just before? So maybe and there's an interview process for doing that, doing those kinds of questions where you get the purchase story up to the purchase, like all the waterfall moments that got you there. But maybe that's the struggle, but that doesn't sound like a struggle that's big enough. Like it's a small struggle, like I'm trying to find out these keywords. But then if they do that and they fall on your site and then they're like, oh, okay, winner keywords, but there's a lot of it, cynicism that builds up right there. So the struggle is when I've been trying to, I'm just going to simulate it here. When I've been trying to come up with my own research my own keywords and nothing comes up, that's good. That's good enough or something like that. I want to look for, and I mean, they're not going to look for people who've researched keywords before because that becomes a commodity. You know what I mean? I look for, it's not that going to look, okay, look for blogs maybe. You know what I mean? I'm going to look for blogs that highlight, or other sources that highlight hot, markets or something. You know what I mean? Like that's what the next step will be for them. So I can, hit a hot market, or so I can, and this is the aspiration, like, so I can get a, so I can land it big, or I can get my first sale, or something like that. I'm not really sure that that's the one, because there's a lot of cynicism. Like if you've got all these 350 keyword reports, am I the only one? And that's a big anxiety. And all of a sudden, I'm not so attracted to it, and I've got a lot of anxiety. And then boom, you've got people turning away. Like so I'm just using that lens to see if that works. So let's reset that and let's go for another one. So how about this? Something more broad. I just lost a job and I need some, revenue. And maybe they've got some marketing, some marketing chops already. Maybe they know about affiliate marketing or something like that. And if that's the case, if that was their struggle, then I don't know if your product is competing with, what's it competing with? I'm not really sure what they would set out to search for. And let's see. Over here, I just lost a job and I need some revenue. And I want to, I guess you could still look for blogs or other sources that highlight hot markets, so I can get my first sale. That's interesting. So now all of a sudden, if you've lost your job, and the reason why I'm saying all this, and this is important, is so that we can change your marketing page, because a little bit, but do it with some confidence, and it's going to work. Because and also address the fact that this is not a word of mouth product, because you want to be in on the secret, and you don't want anybody to also be reading this site, right? So I don't care if I'm showing off your site to the world and you're getting free publicity from it. I don't know how many views I'm going to get, but basically you want to get some word of mouth. So maybe there's some jobs in here, there's some struggles in here that could get somebody to get some word of mouth more than others. We already saw that the first one, there's too much cynicism about your product, so that people are not going to buy anyways, maybe. So let's look at the second one. Oh, and I wanted to say, I find that this page here, the About page, should almost be your home page, except for the fact that it's a bit too snarky at the top and you're wasting, like I wouldn't use I wouldn't start with these things, with the story like this, or maybe I would, but there's a few things that I would change, and I'll show you why. Okay, so I just lost a job and some revenue. At this point, you're going through the site and you're like, okay, you hit this thing, and you lost a job. This is a big struggle. You got to find out, you got to make some revenue fast, and you got to use what you're good at. You don't want to do anything different. So now you fall on this site. Okay, you're going to get a whole bunch of reports, and you're going to get, okay, so you get these reports, and then up to 50 per month. How does that work? So over here, I know that further down you say 1 or 2 or 3 per day, but I guess I would clarify this here. Like, do I get one a day, or do you get like a daily digest or something? Because otherwise you get an anxiety. Like, is he shitting me? Because 50 per month, that doesn't add up, right? If I get one a day. New keyword report each day and I get 50, like this guy doesn't do math. So, so if you've got, all of a sudden now you've got, okay, I've got the struggle, I've got the attraction, and now I'm not so cynical about these reports, because maybe they'll be hiring this not to get the actual reports, because they're thinking, how many people, and this is going to grow the anxiety, how many people are also seeing this? I have no clue how many people are going to try to do the same thing with all these products. So maybe I'm purchasing this product in order for me to get some inspiration. So if I'll go look for, so I can get my first sale, or so I can get some inspiration at the very minimum, like reduce the aspiration, reduce the hope, because it's not going to be automatic. I'm going to get my first sale from this. But maybe my hope is to start getting inspiration. And so these things I don't care if everybody else is competing with me against this. I'm learning right now. So at this point, I think at this point, using this lens, the forces check out all of a sudden. So what does that change? So what does that change about your site? Well, maybe I would start with just telling them the struggle right up front. I would just say, I understand your struggle. So I've been sort of pimping this idea of creating struggle first pages, where you start the page by a statement relating back to your visitors, that you understand what they're going through. And this has been the technique that I use for my own offerings. For example, I've been evolving toward my current situation for a couple of years, and it's been good, but now I'm going to start getting attention, and I don't want to be offering a generic pitch anymore. No. So you relate back the situation to them, and maybe what you use is other ways than quotes to describe what they want to do, what they've been aspiring to do. So you use all these words that are just catching their struggle, basically. So that further down you say, well, this is my solution. And then maybe you can do it again. Maybe this is your situation, and more of this struggle copy, and more and more. And then let's imagine a new situation for you, where you touch directly on the dream. You're getting your first sale, you're getting your first, you're getting some inspiration, and then so I'm thinking that it's a bit like what I would do. So what would it be like if you would do this sort of struggle copy? I wouldn't say okay, so your daily niche. You've been trying to find a niche for a while now. Maybe not for a while now. ASAP, I would say. You've been trying to find a niche ASAP. Yes, a niche. A small yet big market, small enough to be precise and easily to target, but big enough. And then I would say maybe you've just got canned, and you need a new source of revenue, for example. And then you have these maybe statements. Maybe you've been trying to find a product of your own, maybe you're hoping this is the month you'll make your first sale or something like that. Something like that, right? So, so the question you might be asking is like, what if I start with this? Am I going to be not starting with my product's pitch right away, like describing my product right away? Maybe you can. So maybe you could start at the top. A daily, report sent to you with a niche. You can use to, for example, build an affiliate website. I'll come back to that further down. So the reason why it's useful to find this sort of what struggle and what starting point and what these things, it allows you to make this kind of copy that speaks to them. And so you can add these things like, I'll come back to that further down, in case they don't know what an affiliate website is, in case they don't understand, right? And then maybe further down you say, here's how I would do it. Here's what I would do with one of these reports, after you've given sample. And then, so this is a heading. I'd build an affiliate website and drive. I would build a website and drive people to it so they can buy that thing and you get a cut. Something like that. And then you explain the steps to do that. So how to use, because one of the ways that this page here is not clear, and again, I'm just using the lens of the forces here, is that this anxiety is going to grow. The anxiety that's going to grow is, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this. Like, this sounds amazing. I get a niche every day, but I'm not really sure how to use it. So if you turn this anxiety into a point of that you're teaching them right away, right on the front page, then the attraction grows, and then after that it's like a no-brainer. I get this for like how much per month? Like $100 a year, and I get the ebook, and I get this, and I get that. So this is interesting here. At this point, okay, so this is great. At this point, we got an interesting thing, is that you're offering these bonus ebooks as if you're adding value. I'm thinking, try to concentrate you can do that, but try to concentrate on what you can do with these ebooks right now. Is that once you know what the habits of the present are, meaning the default things that they're going to be doing instead, you know that they'll be, at some point down your page, they might be saying, maybe not now, or I'll check this for later. And what you can do instead is you can say, at this point in that page, when you know that might be the anxiety that they're going to be saying, is that sounds like a lot of work and I can't do it. Maybe that's going to be the anxiety. And now the habit of the present is going to be, I'll just XYZ, I'll just figure it out myself, or I'll just start, before I start paying, I'll just start doing one by myself, basically. I'll just try to find a niche and build a website. So he's telling me to build a website. I'm going to try to do it myself. And you might be thinking that's a missed opportunity. But what I'm saying is that at the point in the page where you reveal how you would do it, maybe what you can do is you can say, you can help them make progress on that I'll just moment, and not allow them just to leave, offer them something right away. And I would offer them one of these ebooks. I would just like, and not for free, I would sell it to them, but I'd say, okay, well, wait up. You can skip down here to get get a membership to get those daily emails. Or if you're going to leave anyways, how about this ebook, Affiliate Marketing Success, that you can buy in take it with you before you commit to a membership. You know what I mean? And at that point, that's what I would do. I would create a sub product to that main product, because now it's like you're making that ebook compete with the membership. And now it's not just membership or nothing. It's their progress is, I want to get some inspiration. I want to get my first sale, or ideally, my first sale. So there's this, two levels of aspiration. Over here, that's what they want to get progress on, and now you're giving them two options that they could say, well, I could get a membership, which is like, yeah, I'm going to get the yearly one. I'm going to commit to the next year, or the monthly one, or I'm going to just get that ebook. Anyways, I'm going to stop here. Unless something else I wanted to say. Otherwise, best of luck, man.